Hello, I'm Bill Cox. In this video, I'd like to show you how PassGEDFree can help you get at least 3/4 of the short questions on the GED Science test, on the GED Social Studies test, and on the GED Language Arts test. I begin by going to PassGEDFree.com, and here are links to all 4 websites, one for each test. And so I'm going to click on the science test to bring it up here. I'm going to click on social studies here, and I'm going to click on language arts here. What this does is let us look at all 3 websites side by side in this video. Now, in each of the 3 non-math tests, 80 to 85% of the points come from the short questions. The 3 websites each apply the same 4-step system to answer short questions. Now, the content of the questions is different in each test, of course. Questions in the science test are about science and so forth. But in almost every question, in all 3 tests, the questions themselves contain what you need to know about social studies or science or language arts. Suppose, for example, you encounter a question about plate tectonics on the science test. Then the question itself will contain what you need to know about plate tectonics to answer that question. There's no real payoff to studying about plate tectonics, just as one example. There is a huge payoff, however, to studying test-taking skills, and that's the emphasis in the websites and in this video. Now, here we are in the science website. There is an answer section which explains the 4-step system and how to apply it to the short science questions. There are 2 example questions which you can use to practice this 4-step system. Now, in science, there is also a science section which contains, as you can see in the drop-down menu, 5 essential science skills that you need before you take the test, but only 5. And so there are lessons and practice questions about each of these skills in this science question. The 2 write sections in the science website are for the 2 writing questions, which we handle with a different system. Now, still in the science website, let's look at the answer section to see the 4-step system. You skim the first part of the question, which I call the bundle of information. Then you read the instructions about the question. Then the 3rd step is to answer the question using what you have learned in your skimming and reading, and then you guess if necessary. These are the 4 steps. Now, still in science, let's look at an example of one of the science questions. And here you can see notes on step 1, skimming the bundle of information, notes on step 2, reading the instructions, step 3, notes on answering the question, step 4, comments on guessing. And so in each of these examples, there are about 47 of them in the science website. You can see how to apply the 4-step system to particular examples. Now let's look at the social studies test, and here you have an answer section, you have a couple of examples section, and you have a social studies section which provides brief comments about the background knowledge you need. So it's the same system as in the science website, but with different content. Now, in the language arts test, you have an answers section with a 4-step system. You have 3 example systems, and you also have a grammar section, which is specifically designed to help you deal with the 2 grammar questions on the test. Now, within the 4-step system, some of the specifics change from test to test. In science and social studies, you need to know, for example, how to skim diagrams in step 1 of the 4-step system. In language arts, how you skim depends on whether the text explains something or tells a story. In social studies, there are tricky negative questions and inference questions. In social studies and science, but not in language arts, you have to notice whether you can answer the question directly or whether you have to answer indirectly by eliminating incorrect choices. All of these specifics are covered in the website, but these are details. The 4-step system is the same in all 3. Now, there are about 50 examples in each of these 3 websites. Some examples come from the 3 free practice tests from GED Testing Service. The rest come from Cracking the GED Test, a test preparation book from Princeton Review. I use it because its questions are like the ones on the real test. If you can't find a copy, you can buy one from Amazon for about $17. So, by applying this 4-step system, you should be able to get at least 3/4 of the short questions in each of the 3 non-math GED tests. And you can use other parts of PassGEDFree to answer the writing questions and to pass the math test. Now, in the intro section of each website, there is a page which makes it easy for you to send me your comments and suggestions. I'd love to hear from you. Thanks for watching, and good luck.